Start recording. All right. Hey, everybody. This is rendering stuff we kind of talked about earlier for your candles. I wanted to talk about the material. So the material is called translucent candle wax. If you can't find it in the materials thing, it's under plastic. Oops, not Moltec. There we go. It's under plastic, soft. Just kidding. It's not. Where'd it go? Okay, just type in wax, and then it should come up. There we go, translucent wax. So you just drag that over. To change the material color, you'll see that there are a couple different color options. There's surface color, subsurface color. Subsurface color relates to the actual, like the wax. Like if it's beeswax, it's probably kind of yellowy. I would change your color in the surface layer. And for the most part, waxes don't need to be super saturated. Something slightly less saturated usually makes it feel a little bit more like wax as it renders. That's pretty much it. If you want to mess with the translucency, you can. Translucency really reduces I guess it increases the amount of time it takes to render something. So these settings are actually pretty good, so I would leave it. You will want to make sure that you have global illumination on and that you have your ray bounces something higher than the default 6. That really helps with the translucency quality, and then have at least one indirect bounce as well. Obviously, the more these increase, the better your rendering is going to look, but those are good stock settings. Okay, that's it for information here. You definitely want to think about your composition. These are just lined up. That was mostly just as a demo for, hey, look at these things in KeyShot. I want you guys to do a nice composition of these 3 things in space.
Do we need a wick?
Your final rendering imagery should include, a reference to a wick and or a flame. It might not make sense to render that, so in this case, I have a couple options here. I actually modeled in slightly melted wax for where my wick's going to go. That's something I'd probably do in Sketchbook Pro after the fact. You could Photoshop magic it, you could sketch it in. Yeah, I would do it after the fact.
Yeah,
if you want to model a wick or something, go for it. But honestly, that's probably not something I would do.
Yeah, I was just going to draw it in.